Impossible is a word to be found only in the dictionary of fools. The best way to keep one's word is not to give it. I can no longer obey, I have tasted command, and I cannot give it up. The battlefield is a scene of constant chaos. The winner will be the one who controls that chaos, both his own and the enemy's. In politics, stupidity is not a handicap. A leader is a dealer in hope. Men are moved by two levers only, fear and self-interest. The art of government is not to let me grow stale. The strong man is the one who is able to intercept at will the communication between the senses and the mind. The word impossible is not in my dictionary. 10 people who speak make more noise than 10,000 who are silent. The surest way to remain poor is to be an honest man. Religion is excellent stuff for keeping common people quiet. Ability is of little account without opportunity. He who fears being conquered is sure of defeat. The world suffers a lot, not because of the violence of bad people, but because of the silence of good people. Death is nothing, but to live defeated and inglorious is to die daily. Great ambition is the passion of a great character. Those endowed with it may perform very good or very bad acts. All depends on the principles which direct them. Show me a family of readers, and I will show you the people who move the world. Courage isn't having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have strength. The greatest danger occurs at the moment of victory. Glory is fleeting, but obscurity is forever. Take time to deliberate, but when the time for action comes, stop thinking and go in. If you want a thing done well, do it yourself. I love power, but it is as an artist that I love it. I love it as a musician loves his violin, to draw out its sounds and chords and harmonies. History is the version of past events that people have decided to agree upon. Victory belongs to the most persevering. If you build an army of 100 lions and their leader is a dog, in any fight the lions will die like a dog. But if you build an army of 100 dogs and their leader is a lion, all dogs will fight like a lion. There are only two forces in the world, the sword and the spirit. In the long run, the sword will always be conquered by the spirit. The truest wisdom is a resolute determination. The people to fear are not those who disagree with you, but those who disagree with you and are too cowardly to let you know. The first virtue in a soldier is endurance of fatigue. Courage is only the second virtue. In war, the moral is to the physical as 3 is to 1. A man will fight harder for his interests than for his rights. Power is my mistress. I have worked too hard at her conquest to allow anyone to take her away from me. Success is the most convincing talker in the world. It is only by prudence, wisdom, and dexterity that great ends are attained and obstacles overcome. Without these qualities, nothing succeeds. courage isn't having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have strength. I have seen in the most significant of circumstances that some little thing always decides great events. It's the unconquerable soul of man, and not the nature of the weapon he uses, that ensures victory. Throw off your worries when you throw off your clothes at night. History is written by the winners. Until you spread your wings, you'll have no idea how far you can fly. The world suffers a lot, not because of the violence of bad people, but because of the silence of the good people. Imagination governs the world. We are made weak both by idleness and distrust of ourselves. Unfortunate, indeed, is he who suffers from both. If he is a mere individual, he becomes nothing. If he is a king, he is lost. One must change one's tactics every 10 years if one wishes to maintain one's superiority. The greater the man, the less is he opinionative. He depends upon events and circumstances. There is one kind of robber whom the law does not strike at, and who steals what is most precious to men, time. The best cure for the body is a quiet mind. Men take only their needs into consideration, never their abilities. Nothing is more difficult, and therefore more precious, than to be able to decide. The reason most people fail instead of succeed is they trade what they want most for what they want at the moment. Death is nothing, but to live defeated and inglorious is to die daily. As a rule, it is circumstances that make men. Courage cannot be counterfeited. It is one virtue that escapes hypocrisy. Space I can recover, time, never. The battlefield is a scene of constant chaos. The winner will be the one who controls that chaos, both his own and the enemy's. I make my battle plans from the spirit of my sleeping soldiers. We are waging war as generous enemies, and we wish only to crush the tyrants who enslave you. You don't reason with intellectuals, you shoot them. Soldiers generally win battles, generals get credit for them. A throne is only a bench covered with velvet. The army is the true nobility of our country. France has more need of me than I have need of France. This is also one of the famous quotes about France. I saw the crown of France laying on the ground, so I picked it up with my sword. A form of government that is not the result of a long sequence of shared experiences, efforts, and endeavors can never take root. In politics, never retreat, never retract, never admit a mistake. The great difficulty with politics is that there are no established principles. I love power like a musician loves music. A constitution should be short and obscure. I am sometimes a fox and sometimes a lion. The whole secret of government lies in knowing when to be the one or the other. You become strong by defying defeat and by turning loss and failure into success.